Hello everyone, Douglas Waltz, Old Man Comic Book Reviews. We have a short stack. I'm saving the one I'm going to complain about the most for last. First up we have issue 3 of Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange. Jed MacKay is our writer, Pascal Ferry is our artist. We had a mystery of Agamon being killed. But apparently today in the comic book is Parlay Day, where Dormammu and Doctor Strange go over why he's not allowed to invade our planet. And there's a cult of Dormammu I was not aware of. That was kind of neat, and they give themselves up to Dormammu to possess them, knowing full well that Parlay Day is how you die. If you're possessed by Dormammu, he will burn up the body. And then something extremely clever happens, and I was very happy for that. The artwork, as always, is great. This was a fun issue. There's a backup Sisters Grimm story by, let's see what we got here. Do we not get names? It's the one girl from The Runaways with the staff. Oh, they really don't tell us who's. It says by Chu Toki Tokoro and Protobunker. Anyways, it's Sister Grimm, but I always knew her as Nico Minoru from Runaways, and she has the staff that if you say the word, it'll do the magic, but it'll only do it once. And she's never kept track of it before. Doctor Strange finally talks her into that. Artwork's kind of cool for this. Reminds me, it's very manga-esque. So it was a cute little story to put at the end. This was a good one. I like this one. Then we're on to the penultimate issue, number 4 of Barbarella. The center cannot hold. And writer is Sarah Hoyt. Artist is Ricardo Bogani. And they have to stop the architects. Our little buddy, the little critter that's friends with Barbarella, is part of an entire race that is trying to manipulate everything. So they are trying to stop that from happening, and they go to another dimension where it's not done cooking, and the ultimate being there is not used to how things go, but he really likes Barbarella, because who wouldn't like Barbarella? So they're going to bring the architects down in the next issue, in the final chapter. Barbarella is always a good comic book. If you haven't picked it up, there's lots of them, so go pick up some trade paperbacks. Alright, number 6 of Gargoyles. When last we left our Gargoyles, Craig Weisman is the writer, George Cambadius. Sorry, George did it. Goliath is in prison. I was surprised there was a car bomb for some warring mafia people, but nobody died. It's because it's Disney. It's Gargoyles. So I thought that was funny. They're like in bandages from head to toe, like like they got attacked by Bugs Bunny or something. So that was kind of funny. Goliath refuses to leave prison. They keep trying to ask if they can get him out. Brooklyn apparently at one point was doing some time traveling. I thought that was kind of neat. And the Gargoyles are trying to clear their name. They're trying to prove that they are a sentient being. They're not just an animal. They're actual, human. But they're Gargoyles. So if you ever needed a bunch of covers, I got to tell you, covers are titled by the letter. Like, for example, this is cover A. They go all the way to Z. There are 26 covers. That seems like a lot, but it's still a great book. Reminds me of that. Oh, look at that. Are we at the bottom? Oh, no, almost at the bottom. The book I'm going to complain about. We've got 2 issues left to go. This is Cold War Part 4, Captain America: Symbol of Truth. So it's Sam's Captain America book, not Steve's Captain America book. Writer is Tachi Onyebuchi. Artist is R.B. Silva. They are going to stop Bucky. They are going through the negative zone, and it's just one long fight between Cap and Falcon. It's the way I tell them apart. One's Cap, one's Falcon. That's just how it works. Because Steve is extremely stubborn, and he knows what the negative zone like because he lived there for so long. And so it's just a big fight between two superheroes. We haven't had one of those in a while. So we get 2 more issues. Cold War Part 5, I do believe, is... I got a list. Is the Sentinel of Liberty number 13, and then Captain America Cold War Omega. So wrap it up. It's a nice little thing. It's not very many issues. Maybe it'll wrap up some storyline from when Captain America comic books were what we like to refer to as awful. Alright, so here we are. Number 26. The one that everyone is talking about because of who dies. Yes, I'll be telling you who dies. So they have the list of people on the cover. Half these people have been dead before. So J. Jonah Jameson's been dead, Mary Jane, Norman Osborn, Aunt May. Aunt May's been dead so many times no one believes her anymore. So Zeb Wells is our writer. John Romita Jr. is our penciler. Scott Hanna is our inker. This is the end of that whole, the weird guy from the future, Rabin, and he is there to kill Mary Jane Watson. She's the reason she has her roulette powers. He has this symbology thing. He is destroying Central Park with a giant symbolic Aztec dragon. So this is the one that the news is talking about because, of course, there's a new movie coming out called The Marvels with Captain Marvel, Ms. Marvel, and Photon. So, of course, they're going to kill somebody. They killed Kamala Khan, Ms. Marvel. She pretended to be Mary Jane so that the ceremony would not go through, and Rabban is destroyed by the god that promised him power. So Kamala's dead for, in the Marvel Universe, a hot minute. I still remember back in the day where they killed Hawkeye in an issue of the Avengers, and he was back in 2 issues. Because the new writer took over and goes, yeah, that's really great. I'm glad to hear it. I still need Hawkeye. So, guess who didn't die? So, when Mary Jane was in the future with Rabban Jr., they found 2 little children. They were in that dimension, that particular time frame, for a very long time because time is wibbly wobbly, wonky kind of stuff. So, Peter's gone for a month, 3 years. So Mary Jane's with the guy. They found these little children. They're like, there you go, we got babies. And they're back because Peter saved all of them. That was just how Peter Parker works, even though he knew he'd lose Mary Jane. Okay, so here's the problem. If you don't want to know what the problem is, I recommend that you stop listening, turn the sound off. I'll raise my hand when I'm done complaining so you'll know that it's safe to listen again. So while the fight's going on, the little boy and little girl call the bad guy the Scribble Man. And their father, because it's dad and mom now, not Mary Jane and Rabban Jr., is with them at the apartment. And they're like, oh, I feel funny. And then they dissipate because they're not fucking real. So, we had a long, long time ago, for all you comic book fans out there, the Scarlet Witch had children with the Vision. No one questioned it. That's just how things work. An android that is not made for procreation, sure, why not? Scarlet Witch is a master of chaos magic, so anything could happen. That's just how it works. And then we come to find out, after so many issues of West Coast Avengers, you have no idea. You just don't. That her children were made up by her chaos magic and completely imaginary. So, ooh, way to go, Marvel. You're hoping nobody read that or something like that? This is literally the worst Amazing Spider-Man comic book that I have ever read. Lucky for me, the storyline is over. They're promising us Black Cat and Spider-Man and Doc Ock in the next issue, so I can just scrub this from my mind or whatever. Sort of like, you know, the last issue of Supernatural, the series finale. You don't remember the last issue, you remember the issue before that. The penultimate episode, as it were. So, yeah, this was awful. They killed Kamala Khan. No one believes that she's dead. They're putting out a comic book called Fallen Friend, The Death of Ms. Marvel. And there's a comic book for it. They're like, she saved the universe and that's how she died. Bullshit. I call bullshit. She did not. She's not dead. So, anyway, so my hand's up. There you go. If you didn't bother to listen, oopsie, drop something. If you didn't bother to listen, no, you'll find it soon enough if you buy Amazing Spider-Man. I feel sorry for you because, well, I'm not going to stop buying Amazing Spider-Man because, and this is 26 issues. I mean, I understand it came out twice a month, but that's still a year of just rapid-fire storytelling to get us to garbage. Although now you don't know what the garbage is if you weren't listening. So Sophie, Fiona, you came over yesterday so that your parents could go down for Pride and watch the rapper Cupcake. And they apparently had a great time. Apparently Cupcake was sick of their DJ and fired him on stage halfway through the set. So I heard that was just hilarious because the DJ kept messing up the song. So I thought that was very, very funny. So that you guys came over. We watched YouTube videos. You ate hot Cheetos. You played on your Switches. You were only here for a couple hours. We'll have a sleepover again soon, and then everyone here will hear about it. In the meantime, for the rest of you, I always tell you, you can get a comic book lots of places. I get mine at Fanfare Comics and Cards. You can go and give them $5 a year, and they will give you 20% off of all new books, including this piece of hot garbage. But find out where your comic book store is. See if they got a quarter bin. Go rummage through the quarter bin when you got like an hour to kill. Just remember, if you're going through the quarter bin like this, where you go looking at the title thing, blah, 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 blah. If you haven't done it in a while and you look at too many books, there are these little muscle groups right here. It will feel like someone has ripped them out the next day. And your fingers will probably be covered in printer's ink. Because some of the older comic books use printer's ink. There's a new flexi print thing now where you don't have quite that issue anymore. You can also go to the library. I mention this every week. You can go to the library. You can read comic books for free online. There's a million places that you can go and read a comic book. It's not that hard to find them, especially with the internet. So yeah, except for this one. This one here, I want you to make sure you see it. You see this at the comic book store and you have not read a Spider-Man comic book recently, just walk by it. Don't even register its existence. For those of you like me who have read every issue, my condolences. And hopefully we'll go to our happy place, Spider-Man, Black Cat, and Doc Ock next issue, so it shouldn't suck. So in the meantime, I will talk to you all next week, and go read a comic.